a fourth Macca's for our fattest town. Let's have a look. Hello everyone, Florian.Heise here, and welcome to another episode of HeiseSays. Grab your stein of coffee, because I want to have a look at this article from news.com and a few other things discussing the fourth McDonald's to be built in our most obese Aussie town, or fattest town to be quite honest. Now, I am not the skinniest person in the world, although if you look further back to some of my older videos, particularly on my Heise Education channel, you can see when I peaked over 90 kilos. We went on the keto diet. I managed to lose a lot of weight. This last year, I've been pretty slack. I've tried to do ketovore and really haven't been kept track, so I've put on a bit more weight again. But here's the thing. You get all this stuff in the media and the social justice nutters going, oh, you can't fat shame, body positivity, all of these things. I mean, even right now we have a pandemic going around the world and there isn't a discussion about one of the most serious comorbidities, which is obesity. You know, that should be just the highlight all the time. That would have more effect on saving people's lives than anything else that we're doing, but we can't talk about that because it hurts people's fifis. Now, here's the thing. This is one thing, if you're overweight and you don't like hearing this stuff, this is one video you've got to watch. Okay? Sugar, the Bitter Truth, from the University of California, or television, it's their website, by Robert H. Lutzig. Now, I recommend this. Everyone needs to watch this. It's over an hour and a half lecture. Listen to it in the car, watch the whole thing, because this is the big issue. The big issue that we have with our food, with our modern food, is sugar, guys. If that's the only thing, you know, if you're going to do a New Year's resolution, I would challenge you. I want to do the carnivore month in January. I'm going to try and do the Meat RX thing. But if you want to set yourself a challenge, a New Year's resolution, just for 1 month, so you could achieve it, see if you can cut all sugar out of your diet, or particularly the hidden sugars everywhere. And once you do it for the first time, we did it and did the Daniel fast, where we pretty much just went vegan for a month. And it was shocking how much you find in everything. In your favorite sauce, it's full of sugar. You know, in your processed food, it's full of sugar. Sugar everywhere. And it's not natural. You know, think about it. This highly processed, refined sugar isn't something humanity has evolved with. We used to get sugar on a seasonal basis in fruits. You know, and our body's really efficient at storing that sugar as fat for long term. You know, maybe those winters when we don't have access to as much food, we can burn off that fat. So that is the one message I want you all to take away from this, because we'll have a look at this and let's see what the story is here. Because the problem with McDonald's is, well, it's not really the problem. It's been engineered to taste good. It's been engineered so when you take that bite, they've got the, you know, all of the ingredients in there in such a way to get a emotive response to you. I still like my Big Macs, guys. I'll go out and get my Big Mac. I've had probably 3 or 4 this year, too many. And I like, it's the sugar. It is just the sugar in it. Most of these things are just sugar. That's what it is. The problem, the real big problem, is that there's been such this campaign against fat. So when stuff doesn't have fat, what do they add into it? Either salt or sugar. And there's also a campaign against salt. So there's sugar in everything. But I'd recommend you, before we go through this, let's have a look. Watch this lecture, guys. Sugar, the Bitter Truth. So it's in Tamworth, our highest obese town. A fourth McDonald's has been given the green light to be built in Australia's fattest town. Councillors voted on Tuesday night in support of the development in the country music capital of Tamworth in northeastern New South Wales. Now, you can't blame McDonald's, guys. It's providing what people want. The problem is, in some regards, sugar is quite addictive, everyone. It is an addictive substance. Don't kid yourself into thinking it isn't. Some people have a harder time getting off sugar than other things. Let's have a look at some of the stats of Tamworth. And this is from the last census in 2016. So 77,000 people, 49% male, 51% female. Median age is 40. Fantastic. So I'd still be young. So there are 19,896 families and 34,000 dwellings. The median weekly household income is 1,177. That's the median weekly household income. with an average people per house of 2.4, and the median monthly mortgage is 1,473. So this is household income. If we go over here to the ABS, the average weekly earnings, and this is just for a full-time adult, is $1,713. So the household income there with the average household size of, what is it? 2.4. It's well below the median income there in this area. So you could argue it's a lower socioeconomic area by any measure. I've brought up realestate.com.au. Let's have a look for some of these properties that we've got going here, guys. Let's see. And what we'll do is we'll filter it. I'll turn off acreage. And you know what? Let's just look at houses. Okay? We'll look at houses just to make it easy. There we go. So let's have a look. West Tamworth. Let me know in the comments, guys, if this is the good side of the tracks or the bad side of the tracks. I've never made it to Tamworth. There you go, 600. So you've got an area, unless the income has gone up so much in 4 years' time, which based off this predictions from the ABS, the RBA, I wouldn't believe it is. You've got an area with a median household income of 1,100. Let's round it up to say 1,500. Still below normal. So you've got a house there for $670,000. Okay. Yeah, no, lovely house. Nothing too... Yeah, nice, simple, even with a granny flat out the back. There you go. Can you split that almost? Oh, I want to see further up. So what else do we have here? We've got one for 250 grand. We'll go over here. Offers considered, 489. So nothing. 325. We'll go up here a bit further north. 250. Okay, so it's getting a bit cheaper the further out we get. 670. We can get there. Here's 250. Is that a townhouse? Yep. Yep, just standard. We have here. How big is this? 489,000. Okay, this one's big. Ensuite, bath, vanity, laundry, sunroom, bed. So still only a 3-bedder. The advantage of having this vanity out here means you can use the bathroom in this and brush your teeth at the same time. So no, lovely house. I like that one. That's nice. Ooh, I don't like that. I don't like that. That's a trip hazard. That definitely is a trip hazard. Did they convert a garage? They may have converted a garage. I don't like that type of thing. Here we go, and here's 325, guys. So we got a little, 2-bedder. Wow. Is this? I thought I got rid of aged care places. There you go, nice little place. 325 is still for a 2-bedder, guys. What do you reckon? I guess a little bricky. You need to redo the front there. And here we have one for 249,000. So there's definitely a range of options. This is a nice little 3-bedder standard place. Little timber place with a built-in on the side. There we go. I mean, nothing wrong with it, guys. I don't have lawn envy. I don't have lawn envy. If you're a regular viewer, and we look at these properties, I get lawn envy over all the beautiful lawns because my lawn is terrible. Oh, okay, wait a minute. Looks from that shot, it looks a lot better, doesn't it? So there we have it. So an understanding of just the range of different properties you can get out there, from 250 all the way up to, 700 or higher than that. I'm sure there's some more expensive. Whoa, look, how many places are for sale in Tamworth, guys? What is going on there? What is going on? 239. So there's some cheaper stuff here. 220. What can we get for 220? A little workers' cottage. 220. Little bedroom dresser. Yeah, you'd have to see this doesn't make sense. It goes from one bedroom to another, but that's what kind of happens. You'd want to punch. Yeah, I guess you wouldn't bother to do it. You'd probably slice it off. But okay, there you go. So a little 2-bedder, 3-bedder little place. I mean, there you go. Little kitchen. They've put the money in the freestanding bath. Okay, so 320. I know we're talking about Maccas here and obesity, but once again, So there's a range of property options here in Tamworth. So you could find something for a decent coin. Now, the question is, are we looking at flood areas too? That's the one thing. We jump back here. We've got the Peel River here. Does the Peel River flood? Is this the flood area here? You know, these are all things that I would check, and I've done a video on these type of searches that you'd want to do. You know, where the flight paths for the planes, how many planes are coming here, and, well, housing may be cheap, or cheaper than, it may seem cheap to my Brisbanean eyes, but what work opportunities are there? You know, can you get to Castle? You know, how's it going to do with all the, well, the mining issues out there? So, anyway, they're getting a Macca's, guys, a fourth Macca's. So we're seeing, you know, not the highest socioeconomic area, but still some places where you can live. You get an affordable house, 200 grand house, guys, or 250. So councillors voted on Tuesday night in support of the development in the country music capital in northeastern New South Wales. The fast food restaurant will be constructed on the corner of Peel and Miriam Streets in North Tamworth, next to an aged care facility, and include a McCafe play area and waiting bays. The site is walking distance of 2.5 kilometres from McDonald's in the regional city centre, 3 kilometres from McDonald's Tamworth West, and 5.9 kilometres from McDonald's Tamworth South. It has an estimated construction cost of $3.3 million and is expected to open late next year. I mean, this is a good thing. This is millions of dollars of construction activity happening in this town. Now, I may not be a fan of the products that they sell. I may be, you know, I've got appreciation of some of the health issues associated with it, but people are buying it. I'd advocate for more education, and then McDonald's can quite easily shift their menu. I would be happy if they just removed all the seed oil as well from their products and simplified their patties, then you could just have a carnivore meal there. So Tamworth Regional Council received 20 submissions over 2 public exhibition periods this year, indicating a level of community concern. Among the concerns raised was that Tamworth does not need a fourth McDonald's, and another McDonald's will further increase the rates of obesity in Tamworth. Well, is it going to make any difference? You've already got 3 of them. You're already apparently the fattest town in Australia, which honestly, I think that changes every day, to be honest. You know, how much weight that carries. Is it the council's role to manage this? Here's the thing. The planning response stated, whilst noted, these concerns are not a matter for consideration in accordance with Section 4.15 of the Environmental Planning and Assessment Act of 79. So the fattest town in Australia. See, this is the thing. They're saying it's not their job, but the problem is people are calling upon their government to intervene like this. Is that just the mentality of Australians, everyone? Expecting the government and the council to take care of them. This is why when people call for, you know, manufacturing and opportunity to return in Australia, it's going to be the same type of stuff. People will go into council going, oh, we don't want that rapid prototyping facility there. Oh, we don't want that battery manufacturing facility there. Sorry. No, not in my backyard. Build it somewhere else. That's the biggest hurdle I see. You know, the Ninbin crowd, not in NIMBY, not in my backyard. So the fattest town in Australia. In January this year, data from the Australian Bureau of Statistics revealed Tamworth West had the highest obesity rate in the country of 61.2%. That's crazy. The rates for the Tamworth region, including the east and north, were between 40 and 43.8%. The national average was 31.3%. Now, I was overweight according to the BMI measure, and I got back down to normal weight through my diet. Because then you go overweight, then you go obese, then you have morbidly obese. That's all the different categories. That's the scary one up there. And the problem is you can be skinny on the outside, you know, skinny and fine and you know, think you're all good, but you could have a intolerance and, well, your insulin could be spiking, so your body could steadily be developing an insulin intolerance, and then you could get diabetes later in life, even through eating normal. The biggest issue as well is frankly that, You know, everyone's eating sugar, sugar, sugar. It's in everything. And they're avoiding fat, which is the one thing you really need. Just look at history. So I can fully understand the concerns of residents, and hopefully the conditions will address that. Tamworth councillor Helen Tickle, really, told the Northern Daily Leader. Unfortunately, we're known as the fattest town in Australia, and that's a horrible statistic. On Facebook, one local said another McDonald's for Fatsville. You have to be kidding. Another man said, what you put in your stomach is entirely your choice. Don't stop employment and economic growth and development opportunities. I mean, I agree with him. I agree with him 100%. It's your choice. But here's the thing. We're fed a lot of crap. The Australian Dietary Guidelines are just not based on current research. But then again, now we have access to more information. Go look at Low Carb Down Under. Watch the lectures. Watch the lectures that doctors give to each other and how they're using diet to address health issues. Go on a MeatRx if you want to just go crazy. But the problem is sugar's addictive, guys. That needs to be the campaign. It needs to be pushed out like that. Imagine if we were having lockdowns and interventions in the economy. More people are dying of obesity than anything else in the world. You know, even everyone's terrified of the pandemic. Obesity is one of the major comorbidities. But then again, most of us are obese. One thing with regards to the BMI, you know, what you really want to do, and this is the real scary thing, is to look at the 70s books about the standard measures, you know, around your waist. That's where you want to measure and compare yourself to men in the 70s. Women too, but particularly men around the waist here. That's where you want to compare yourself there, because then you'll know if you're healthy or not. The low obesity rate. So here we go. One local woman added, food is not the only thing that affects health. How many bottle shops does Tamworth have? How many smoke shops? Point is, it's up to the consumer to make the choice. Well, yeah, bottle-os. I mean, alcohol, guys, you're just drinking sugar water, really. The lowest obesity rate of 13.6% covered Gordon, Killera, and Pymble on Sydney's upper North Shores, while Noosa Heads and Noosaville on Queensland's Sunshine Coast took out the lowest regional rate of 21.2%. Now, let's just have a look. I'm going to do a comparison, because here's the problem. Here's the problem. Noosa Heads. Wait, I'll try and bring this up here. Here's the problem, guys, because you have people who are, well off, who can afford to eat better, because this junk food, Noosa Heads, we'll have a look at this, is cheaper. It is cheaper to buy rubbish. When you try and eat healthy, it costs a lot more. Median equalized household income in 2016. Oh, okay. Nope, sorry. Is that right? No, that can't be right. Yep, it's right. So Noosa Heads at 2016 had a lower income than Tamworth. Okay. Well, there you go. That throws out that argument. No, it's got nothing to do with access to money, perhaps. But there'd be a greater disparity. I mean, Noosa and Noosaville, you kind of, you know, it's the posher areas. Let's have a look at another one. So maybe that's not it. Okay. What do you know? Oh, sorry. Wait a minute. Yeah, no, that's right. That's right. But still, junk food is cheaper to buy. When you want to eat healthier, it can cost a lot more. Well, no, okay, it's not really true. It's not true. It seems like it's cheaper to buy if you're just going out there, but if you cook and prepare your own food, that's significantly cheaper. McDonald's is a rip-off. It is a complete rip-off. It seems like it's cheaper to buy when you're too lazy to cook. That's the problem. If you're comparing it to other junk food, then you might fake yourself into thinking it's cheaper, but it costs a lot. You know, for a Big Mac, it's like $6 or something now. It's insane. It's insane. But the problem is, in order to get the cheapest food, you need to have sufficient capital and resources to buy in bulk. Like we'll buy a whole beast at a time. You know, we're steadily working through a freezer, and you know that's thousands of dollars of money that we have to spend in one big hit on our food. Now we do that because we value it for our health, But there's some people that don't have that capacity. Some people don't even have refrigeration, and they're depending on this stuff. Public health figures disturbingly reveal yet again the poorer health outcomes for people in our community who are most disadvantaged. Torrens University Director of Public Health Unit, Professor John Glover, said when the data was released. The New South Wales government's 2019 population projections estimates the number of people in the Tamworth region will increase from 61 in 2016 to 68,000 in 2041. Not if they keep eating like this. Well, it might, but, you know. So, list of 92 conditions for the new Maccas. Here we go. In addition to fears the obesity rate could grow further, how's it going to matter? You know, okay, you got another Macca's in North, you got to drive 5 minutes less. Or the Uber person that's bringing you your Macca's. And I've done that. I did Uber Eats for a time, and it was really depressing. You'd take like this bag of greasy shit to someone's house, and they would be huge. I felt like a drug dealer, because I knew. I've watched all these lectures about sugar and everything, and I knew. I understood what I was doing. You know, and I'm shaking my head going, this is crazy. You know? But some people, you know, can't. You can only do so much. This is the thing, the state intervening and all of this stuff to try and stop it. Sugar's just like any other drug. It needs to be education and willpower. In addition to fears the obesity rate could grow further, other community concerns include traffic, delivery and car noise affecting neighbouring residents, devaluing local properties, an unattractive windowless facade, and that cooking odour impact will occur 24 hours a day. The development proposal requested restaurant and drive-through operations of 24 hours, 7 days a week, the same as the other 3 McDonald's outlets in Tamworth. However, they are located within commercial land use zones. The new site is in a general residential zone. Council staff are not yet convinced the proposed operating hours are acceptable in respect to the zone and amenity, and therefore to enable the development to proceed, it is recommended to restrict the hours of operation, the council said. Its vote of support is subject to 92 conditions, including limiting operating hours from 5 a.m. to 11 p.m. for at least 6 months after operation to assess actual noise impact on nearby residents. Yeah, I think that's tokenistic. They'll just go 24. They'll have to. I mean, the biggest issue is the aged care, but then again, you know, it's considered the development will have a positive impact upon the wider community by increasing the food and drink options for the community, and for the reasons discussed through this report, the business paper states. Food and drink options. You've got a shopping centre right here. Is there a supermarket there? But that's the thing. You know, it's a luxury. It's a luxury that poor people who don't have the skills or don't think they have the time to actually cook or to buy in bulk can suck it into. So, therefore, it's considered that approval of the application is not contrary to the public interest, subject to implementation and compliance with the conditions as proposed. So North Tamworth Outlet will create 220 jobs. And this is the thing. This will create employment. A lot of people work at Macca's and learn valuable skills. A saleswoman for McDonald's Australia said McDonald's Tamworth employs 420 locals in full-time, part-time and casual roles. McDonald's North Tamworth is expected to open late 2021 and will provide additional support to the local community through job creation and construction of the site. The restaurant will inject over $5 million into the local economy and create approximately 100 jobs during construction. Once operational, the restaurant will create a further 120 jobs for the local community. The spokeswoman said the fast food chain continues to review the nutritional value of its food and has been providing choice for more than 10 years. We include kilojoule labeling for all products on our menu boards, website, digital kiosks, and My Macca's apps to allow customers to make informed choices, she said. Well, the one thing I would really like them to do is to start cooking all of their meats in animal fats instead of vegetable oils, but that's just, well, that's just my concern learning about how they make the vegetable oils. Look into seed oils, guys. That'll shock you too. So there we have it, everyone. There we have it. Another Macca's for Tamworth. Are you a fan? Do you think it's a good idea? Should the council regulate this to keep the poor plebs from eating their food? How would you address it? I would argue education is the best way to do it. And now we've got more access to information than you could ever imagine. Have a look at this video, guys. Have a look at it. If we just share that around, it's been watched nearly 12 million times. If everyone in Tamworth were forced to watch this, I wonder if they'd still make the same eating choices. What do you reckon? Are you a fan of Macca's, guys? Are you a regular, or do you avoid it like the plague? Or do you occasionally take the children there, like I do, once in a blue moon to reward them, and are shocked at how expensive it got? I guess a, $3.95 large Big Mac meal doesn't exist anymore. Maybe I'm showing my age. Anyway, guys, let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comments down below. Please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. If you're a fan and want to support the content I create here, there are a few ways you can. You can join us on YouTube or Patreon. You can support us using our affiliate links at Amazon, eBay, Independent Reserve, or AussieBroadband. You can buy our merch using from HeiseSays or from Teespring, use Gold Pass from the Perth Mint, or support us via PayPal. Take care, and I will see you all next time. Bye for now.